My name's Oscar Stringer. I'm an Apple Distinguished Educator, working mostly in the UK and Europe. And today I have been working with teachers, decision makers, and showing them how the iPad can revolutionise the way that they teach and the way students can learn.
Has the iPad revolutionised the teaching process or not?
It's got the potential to. There's no doubt about it. And it's to do with the fact that it's such a versatile product. The apps that are available are incredible. They're reasonably priced. They're focused, so you don't get apps that do too many things, but apps tend to do one or two things brilliantly. And I think they will empower essentially both the teachers and the students of all ages and abilities.
Mm-hmm. So how does Apple goes about finding and defining opportunities?
In what way?
In an educational, from an educational point of view.
No idea how Apple does it. I don't know. I mean,
how would you do it? Like,
as an Apple Distinguished Educator, when I'm using the technology through using it in the classroom with students of all ages and all abilities, I work out a workflow. I work out ways to use certain apps with certain students to do certain things. And essentially there's an element of trial and error. But classrooms, on the whole, are incredibly similar things. You know, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's a very bizarre thing, but they are incredibly similar. Essentially, students can be different. Obviously, what early years need and requires is very different to higher education. But in terms of the actual classroom and the way that you can use the technology, it's very straightforward. You just need really good internet connections.
And how would you measure effectiveness, or have you been measuring effectiveness in Apple?
I've not been measuring effectiveness. How would I measure effectiveness? Well, in the UK there are examples of using iOS devices like the iPod Touch and the iPad that have had a huge increase on the students getting from A to C. So the ESSA Academy in Bolton is a famous academy that really turned results around. And that's, you know, obvious through the exam results that the students get at the end of year 11.
So let's just go to like a simple conversation. So I'm taking 2 iPads from you right now. I want to use one here in Qatar, and I can take the other one and go to Bangladesh, for example. How would the usage or the utilization of this device differ?
No idea.
Or to any other developing country.
I think if you... Oh, developing country. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. So the difference between a developed country and a developing country. Well, I don't know the answer to that. That's a really tricky one. I think in the developing country, I think there would be a lot more excitement around it. I think in the developed country, we are spoiled for choice. There's a lot there that, you know, we can take for granted. So in the developing country, I think there would be a huge amount of excitement around this kind of technology helping the students out. But ultimately, when using this technology in any classroom, again, for it to be really effective is for the leadership to really want it to work, to make uncomfortable decisions and to make tricky decisions that, if you like, allow the whole technology thing to flourish, to allow iOS devices to flourish. Because without the decisions being made at the top, it kind of won't. Yeah. You won't get very far if you give everyone an iPad and say, there you go, get on with it. It's not enough. You know, it's just not enough. You need training, you need Apple professional development, and you need leadership to really use it.
Yeah. So as a learner, what is your advice for me on like how would I use iPad to be effective and to be efficient? Like what are the couple of ways, like 3 ways, for example?
3 ways for it to be. It will empower you to create content that can support your learning. Yeah. So by creating a variety of different content, you can really, if you like, cement the things that you learn. Also with the iPad, you can keep it there. You can share it. And often when students share something, in terms of a video, or a slideshow, or a presentation, it kind of forces them to think about it in a lot more detail when they give it to someone else to look at. Yeah. So sharing the work, I think, is crucial. Creating content to support learning is crucial. And overall, if you like, thinking of the iPad as a toolbox of potential tools that can solve problems. And if you know what the question is or the problem that needs to be solved, then you can find the app that will help you do that. I think it's a great, if you like, way of working through life. Yeah. because you need to answer a particular question, and how are you going to go about it? So the iPad, it can do a lot. It can do a lot for a learner.
So, any message for the learners?
Message for learners
today's world.
For today's world is you are so lucky.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.